Hello and welcome to the course of Material Science and Manufacturing Process. So, for your second year diploma first semester in this subject, this will be your module 1 and lecture 1, Engineering Material and Introduction and Classification. Myself, Somobroto Chakraborty, I will be delivering the lectures on this subject, Material Science and Manufacturing Process. So, by knowing the lecture objective, let's start. So, the lecture objectives are to understand the basics of engineering material. That means what is engineering materials and why they are important. These are known as the basics of engineering materials. Then to realize the meaning of material science and material engineering. Next, to analyze the importance of engineering material study. Fourthly, to classify the engineering materials clearly, and fifth, to introspect the overview of engineering materials, to know different properties of the materials. With this lecture objective, let's start our lecture. So, introduction. So, materials play a very important role. Materials in our day-to-day life, everything we see from our toothbrush to this mobile, everything is made of material. So it has a very important role in our existence for our day-to-day needs. Even for our survival, what is important? These materials are important. So in the stone age there are naturally accessible materials where stone, wood, bone, its fur, etc. This in the stone age on the old means in the from the starting of the existence or from the starting of the humankind, there is some materials, and the importance there is materials are existed, and humans use those materials to for their specific use, for their specific need. So gold was the first metal that is used by mankind, which followed by copper. In the in the Bronze Age, copper and its alloy like bronze was used, and in the Iron Age, they discovered iron, that is sponge iron, and later it is pig iron. So as per the engineering definition or as per the scientific definition of material, as per Webster's dictionary, materials are defined as the substances of which something is composed or made. That means when something are made, when something are made, that is made using, when something is made, that is made using material. So, what is the definition of the material by Webster's dictionary? Webster's dictionary: substance of which something is composed or made is known as material. So, what is engineering material? Engineering material are the part of inanimate material, part of inanimate matter. Means it is a part of matter which is useful to engineer in the practice of his profession. That means it is useful to engineer in the practice of his profession. That means it is used to produce, they are used to produce product according to the needs or demands of the society. So what is important? Needs or demands of the society is important. So as per needs or demands of the society, when a part of matter or when a material is useful for developing, for upgrading, or for the need of society, for the demand of society, then that material is known as engineering material. So when that so In one word, the material which are useful to engineer in the practice of their profession is known as engineering material. So this is a chronological development of engineering material and the relative importance of them. See, at the old age of 10,000 BC, that means in the starting of the humankind, there is the relative importance of metal is very less, as the only gold and copper has been started, but naturally occurred polymer such as wood and composite such as fur and the ceramic materials such as clay, stone, etc. They are used in used with high importance. As the civilization grows in the Bronze Age, importance of the copper is increased. Similarly, after the Bronze Age, in the Iron Age, the importance of the metal increased and increased and increased. After the iron, there is introduction of the cast iron, steel, light alloy steel, super alloy, etc. And the modern age is shaped with the use of the modern age is shaped with the use of the metals, while the other materials such as composite and ceramics, polymers, these are relatively less in use. So we can see that from the old age, that means from the 10,000 BC to the modern age of 1940 or 1960 or 1990 or 1980 up to 1980, there is an increasing demand of metals. This increasing demands of metals due to innovation or discovery of different metal and their and alloys and metals and alloys and their great functionality. After the 1980s or late 80s, the trend is moved. The trend is moved from metal to using other material, that is polymer, composite and ceramic glasses. So the importance of the other materials than metals are increasing day by day right now, and till 2020, in 2020 also, in these 20s, the increase metal the relative importance of the metal will be more less, and the importance of the polymers, composite and ceramic glasses will be increases due to, as the weight to strength ratio for other material is more than metals, and the processing, handling and the accuracy that is offered by the materials other than the metals are more as compared to metals. So the relative demand or relative importance of the metals are decreasing right now, but on the other hand, the relative importance of polymer, composite and ceramic glasses are increasing. Though the importance of the metals are decreasing, but metals are one of the important field of study, as the modern age is shaped using the metals, mainly using the iron and its alloys. So in the engineering material, the major part of the study will be on the basis of metal, more precisely on the basis of iron and its alloys and iron and its alloys. So this is the whole engineering material and their development through this is the engineering material and their development through the ages. Ages. Now we will see the terms material science and material engineering. The term material science primarily concerned with the search for basic knowledge about the internal structure, properties and the processing of the materials and their complex interactions or relationship. So only with the material science primarily concerned with the search for basic knowledge about the internal structure, properties and processing of the material and their complex interaction and relationship, while material engineering mainly concerned with the use of fundamental and applied knowledge of material so that they may be converted into product. So for engineering, for material engineering, which is important, that what material can be converted into the product as needed or desired by the society. So material engineering bridges the material knowledge from basic science to engineering disciplines. So engineering, what it does, it bridges the materials knowledge. Means material science is the, so in one word, material science is the knowledge about, it is the knowledge. It is the material science is the knowledge, and material engineering is the implementation of the knowledge. It is the implementation. So why it is implemented? It is implemented due to the need of the society, due to the need of the society. So once again. So material science is the knowledge and the material engineering is the implementation. So it bridges the material knowledge from basic science to the engineering discipline. So as a whole we can say that material science is the basic knowledge end of materials knowledge spectrum, whereas material engineering is applied knowledge end, and there is no demarcation line between two subject of interest. So both the subject of interest are coupled together. There is no definite demarcation line between the two subject of interest. So this is the broad discussion about material science and material engineering. Now we will see the importance of the study of the material science. Okay, so what is the importance of the material science? See, as an engineer, as a mechanical engineer, they search for high temperature material, so that gas turbine, jet engine can be operate more efficiently, and the wear resistance of the material to manufacture and wear resistance of the materials to manufacture bearing materials, the wear resistance should be high. So what happens for the mechanical engineer, search of high temperature material is there, so that gas turbine and jet engine can operate more efficiently, and the wear resistance to the materials to manufacture bearing materials. So these are the demands of a mechanical engineering. Similarly, electrical engineers search for the material by which electrical device or machine can be operated at faster rate with minimum power loss. Similarly, as aerospace and automobile engineering, search for material having high strength to weight ratio is important. Search for materials having high strength to weight ratio is important. Similarly, for electronic engineers, the search for materials that are useful for fabrication and miniaturization of the electronic devices, this is important. So, the chemical engineers search for highly corrosion resistant material is going on. So, in all aspect of the engineering, it is seen that the developed material is needed, the advanced material is needed with advanced property or with some desired properties. So these properties or these demands, all of these demands that can be fulfilled when and only when the internal structure of the engineering materials and the engineering properties of them are known to engineer or technologists. So that's why this is the important part. Why the material science is important? Because the material science lets us material science opens the door to an engineer or technologist about the internal structure or the engineering properties of the material, which give us the opportunity to select the material as per our demand, as per our process or as per our process demands or as per our operation demands. So that's why uh, that concept about the concept about the internal structure, engineering uh, properties can meet all of these demands of all of the engineers. So this can be achieved using the study of material science. So this is the importance of the material science. So in engineering, one of the one of the greatest important subject is material science. Now we will move to the classification of the material engineering materials. So engineering materials mainly classified on the basis of first general properties, next nature of material, and thirdly the application of the material. According to general properties, materials are classified in two parts. First one is metal. Metal, for example, iron, aluminum, copper, zinc, lead, these are the metals. So iron as the base material range from, these metals can be further classified by ferrous and non-ferrous metal. So is ferrous metal means high alloy steel. That means get less than 50% of the alloying element added with the iron, and that, for example, cast iron, wrought iron, steel, high speed steel, spring steel, etc. And non-ferrous, rest of the all other material and their alloy such as copper, aluminum, zinc and their alloy like brass, bronze, duralium is in the non-ferrous category. This means when iron is the base metal, then it is called ferrous. When iron is not the base metal, then it is called non-ferrous. In non-metals, for example, the non-metals example is leather, rubber, asbestos, and plastic. These are the examples of the non-ferrous non-metals. So metals, as per general properties, engineering materials are divided into metals and non-metals. Now, as per nature of the materials, engineering material is engineering material is engineering material is as per non-ferrous material, engineering material is according to nature of the material. Engineering material is divided in two divided in metal, ceramic, polymer, electronic material, composite, and biomaterials and advanced or smart materials. First one, metal. Here metal means iron, steel, or alloy steel or superalloy or intermetallic compound. Ceramic ceramic means these are structural ceramic, that is high temperature load bearing, refractories, that is corrosion resistant and insulating. White whites, that means porcelain, glass, electrical ceramic, that means capacitor, insulator, transducer, and chemically bonded ceramic, that is cement or concrete. And in case of polymers, plastic, liquid crystals, and the adhesives are the types of the example of the polymers. In case of electronic material, silicon, germanium, photonic materials, that is solid state laser, LED, these materials are fall into the category of electronic materials. Similarly, in case of composite materials, particulate composites, that means small particles embedded in different material, that is one type of composite. Next one is laminate composite. So particulate composite, laminate composite, and fiber reinforced composite. These are the type of the composite material. Biomaterial means the man-made protein or artificial bacterium. Biosensors are the biomaterials, and advanced or smart materials are the materials in computers, that is VCR, CD player, etc., fiber optic system, spacecraft, shape memory alloy, etc., are advanced or smart materials. According to the application, now according to this application of the engineering material, it can be divided into electrical material, that is conductor, insulator, capacitor; electronic material, that is silicon, germanium, photoelectronic that is and photoelectric and piezoelectric materials. Third one is magnetic material, that is ferromagnetic, paramagnetic, and diamagnetic material. Next is optical materials such as glass, quartz, and biomaterial, that is man-made protein, artificial bacterium, etc. So here we can see that engineering materials can be divided in a broad spectrum. In next slide, we will see that the overview of the whole or of most of the engineering material. We will see the how the material are what are the materials fall in this group, and what are the basic use of those materials. So now these are the classification of the engineering materials. So for one more time, the main classification is according to general properties. According to general properties, they are classified as metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Metals are further classified. If iron is a base material, then the metal is called ferrous. And if the iron is not the base material, then it is called non-ferrous. In ferrous, the examples will be in ferrous. The example will be cast iron, high speed steel, etc. But in case of non-ferrous, bronze, brass, copper and its alloy, aluminium and its alloy, etc. Now, as per the nature of the material, there is metals, there is ceramic, polymers, electronic material, composite, biomaterial, and advanced or smart material. And in case of according to application, Electrical material, that means material used to make capacitor, insulator, resistor. Next is electronics material, material used to make conductors, semiconductors such as silicon, germanium. Magnetic material means ferromagnetic, diamagnetic, paramagnetic material. And optical material, in optical material, that is quartz, glass, etc. And biomaterial means biosensor, that is used as a or man-made protein, etc. So next, the overview of the engineering material. So in engineering material can be engineering material means metal, ceramics, polymer, composite, electronic material, biomaterial, advanced or smart materials. Okay, all these materials are used and in research, so that more effective material can be made. The main aim of the research material science research or engineering material or properties of the to know the properties of the engineering material, to select the material for operation or for function, so that our production rate is high, our product quality is good, and our cost is low. So the materials, in case of metals, there is ferrous metal. The ferrous metal means the ferrous metal or ferrous alloy means those alloys have iron as a base material. So what are those? Cast iron, carbon steel, alloy steel, and stainless steels are the example of the ferrous metal. We will discuss the all the materials, all the engineering materials in detail in next section or in next preceding lectures. But here, for an overview, we can say that here we will see some overview of the engineering materials. So in case of non-ferrous material, these are aluminum and its alloy, brass, bronze, copper and its alloy, lead and its alloy, magnesium, nickel, tin, zinc and titanium. These are known as non-ferrous engineering metals or metals. Then there is ceramics. In case of ceramics, the examples are alumina, diamond, magnesia, silicon carbide, zirconia. These are the widely used engineering ceramics. In polymers can be divided in two groups. One is thermoplastic, another is thermosetting polymers. In case of thermoplastic polymers, the examples are ABS, acrylic, nylon, polyethylene, polystyrene, and vinyl. This thermoplastic and the thermosetting polymers are epoxy, phenolic, and polyester. Epoxy, phenolic, and polyester. These are the engineering materials. Those are used widely in the automobile industry. So that automobile industry. Another type of the material are there. There are known as elastomers. The elastomers have the elastic property but basically they are polymers. So elastic property, but basically they are polymers. The elastomers, the example of the elastomers is butyl, fluorocarbon, neoprene, rubber, and silicone. So another type of the materials is composite material. Example of the composite material is carbon fiber, ceramic matrix, glass fiber, and metal matrix. The electronics material is silicon, germanium, photonic material, solid state laser, and LED. And similarly, in case of biomaterial, the example will be man-made protein, artificial artificial bacterium and biosensors. The advanced materials, advanced materials are shape memory alloy, piezoelectric ceramics, magnetostrictive material, magnetostrictive material, optical fibers, and electrorheological fluid and nanomaterials. These are the advanced or smart materials. So in engineering material, the detailed study of these materials has been done with their internal and external properties and behavioral characteristics is has been done. So in engineering from the engineering material study, a technologist or engineer can understand how to select the material for specific operation. For example, if we want to use a material for gas turbine operation, then it should have higher temperature resistance. So and if we want to use the material for aerospace operation, then it should have good strength to weight ratio. So these are the some example. So we can from which we can get an overview of the engineering material study. For we can get the overview of the engineering material study. Now see, we will see the properties of the material. These properties of the material we will study for specific material in the later sections. So properties can be physical property. So physical property means the appearance, shape, weight, boiling point, melting point, freezing point, density, glass transition temperature, and permeability, etc. These are the example of the physical property. That means by physical appearance, what is the appearance of the material is known as physical property. Next one is mechanical property. The strength, that means tensile, compressive, shear, torsion, bending strength, elasticity, plasticity, ductility, malleability, rigidity, toughness, hardness, brittleness, impact, fatigue, grip, strain hardening, etc. are the mechanical property of the material. Next one is thermal property, conductivity, thermal expansion coefficient, resistivity and shock resistivity and thermal shock resistance, thermal diffusibility are the thermal property of the material. Similarly, conductivity, resistivity, electrical resistivity, dielectric strength and thermoelectricity, superconductivity, electric hysteresis are the electrical property of the material. Similarly, as per magnetic property, ferromagnetism, paramagnetism, diamagnetism, magnetic permeability, corre- corrosive force, Curie point temperature, and magnetic hysteresis are the magnetic property of the material. Chemical property, chemical reactivity, corrosion, and resistance. Chemical reactivity, corrosion resistance, polymerization, composition, acidity, and alkalinity are the chemical property of the material. Similarly, refractivity, absorptivity, transparency, and opaqueness and color are the optical property of the material. And grain size, heat treatment is done or required, anisotropy and hardenability are the metallurgical property of the material. So these are the properties of the material. These properties are important for the study of the material science. In the next sections, we will see about these properties for specific material for specific materials. So thank you. This is for today. If if you have any problem or doubt, please feel free to contact with me. Thank you. Have a good day.